SHEitTalkHER Black. Another interruption comes. And things are just really like going out of order. See, for my new year, I did not plan a whole lot of things. I did not spend money and all that, And it was just going to be just a scene I was going to do or something like that, And so the adjustment bureau, they came in and adjusted that and made it where I cannot have that. But now, they're really fucking with my daughter. Funny, I'm looking at Bat Smile, and right here is the word bat, and that's what I call my daughter. We called her Bat. Shit, probably before she could walk. Now, we are going to ride to the land of funk. Come along, pack your bags, and let's go to the land of funk, depression, and ill humor. However, we were down here, a back formation of funky. And this also, too, can be written as a program. In 1784, it was old, musty United States in reference to cheeses. Cheeses, they fucking around with the cheese, too. Doing stupid shit with cheeses. Then, repulsive from funk. Repulsive. The word repulsive means you don't even want to be around it. Then you have N2 plus Y2. Wow. It began to develop an approving sense in jazz slang. So the word funk started, like the music, the funk of the music. In the 1900s, probably on the notion of earthly, strong, deeply felt. And funky also was used in early 20th century. By who? Writers. They were writers in reference to body odor allegedly peculiar to blacks. Now, if this was like the 19th century, 20th century, or whatever, unless they're talking about the 20th century, like 2012 and shit like that, the word would be black. But unless they are talking about the 20th century being like the 1900s, they just passed I was born 1958, then the word black, this had to be like in the 1960s and up. We were not black until the 1960s when Timothy Leary came about. That's when we became black, after Timothy Leary. Now, the word reached wider popularity in 1954. It's 4 years before I was born. It was defined in a Time magazine. Alistair Crowley came up with a magazine. November 8th means something to me, but I just cannot for the life of me remember. But Time magazine. And in the 1960s, as I said right here, reference to body odor, particularly to blacks. Only the word black because it would be like Negro, And in the 1960s, acquired a broad slang sense of being fine, stylish, and excellent. My Abba, he used to talk to us about words that we were using. Because we were using the word bad to say, oh, this is good. So we use the word funk. The land of funk now is fine, stylish, and excellent. And I was reading somewhere where the guy said, words change all the time as long as you can get your idea of the word across to someone else. So to take this word, funk, we're going into the land of funk, which is a program, depression and ill humor. And then they do all this damn ill humor and all of the shit that the brothers on TV were doing. It's gay. They were just watching The Prince of Bel-Air. And his cousin, I forget what his name is, Carlton. He's a cartoon. Carlton, he screamed like a bitch. And then they have them so scary. And then the same thing that I just heard Dr. Valentine speak about, how they take women and have the women to be so dominant over the men. So they had Will Smith, it was a female boxer. And so at first she knocked him out. Then he goes to this club to try to get, I guess, a little buffer so he can go and knock her out. And he gets beat up there by more females, you see. When he went into the little exercise thing to get a little buffer, it was a pink chick that beat him up. I was like, wow. Then he goes to this black, and it was dressed as a female, but it was not a female, it was a man. We're starting to notice now all the men that they had as women in the Prince of Bel-Air. A lot of them were not women, they were males. They were not a guest on the show or anything like that. They were more so what you would call an extra. And we are noticing that before, years ago when we watched it, we thought they were females, but today we're seeing that they are males, which goes into the Kinsey syndrome, and Will Smith does raise his son into the Kinsey syndrome. His son talks about he wants to get his dick cut off when he turns 18. So now that we have gone to the land of funk, do you want to ride? I don't know. Now, do you want to go to the land of funk? I remember I wanted to go. Oh shit, now I'm there. We don't even know when we are giving the evil forces, we're welcoming them into our world. I did not know that the land of funk was depression. That's not depression. The land of funk, yeah, it was depression. And depression is really a new word. So this word should say oppression. They are using now depression. They have made oppression obsolete. They use depression because depression is something that they can use to make it appear as though it is our fault and not theirs, you see. Yeah, that is the land of funk. And Dorothy said, go back and listen to the songs that you listened to as a child. So this morning, I was just studying and I'm thinking of this song and I said, wow, and then I'm listening to the words. 1, 2, 3 times. Also, here. If you are looking, you see all the colors in this. This is a neuro-linguistic programming, so they want me now to love the land of funk when I know what it is. Before I did not know, but now I do. You don't even have to walk, don't even have to drive. The internet. That's what you do. So, it's called a link. I have to go back. I should have stuff it. See, just United States. They're going to keep repeating words because songs are rituals. And they also have chants in them. Now this group's so funky. Hey, what do you think? What is called? Let's call it lakeside strength. Let's call it lakeside strength. So it's the strength. It will be lakeside strength. And so now, whose strength is lakeside? Who is lakeside? 1927, in reference to a personality test using ink blocks developed by Swiss psychiatrists. So the psychiatrist is the lakeside. The psychiatrist will be the lakeside strength. In the word psychiatrist is CIA. Also in the word psychiatrist is also your psychic, and your shy. Also in psychiatrist, although it is for a part, is targeted individual. And the reason it is like this is because a psychiatrist can become a target individual, but they use the strength of psychiatrists to target you. And they will use the strength of a psychiatrist to go against the targeted individual, as to say, I'm delusional. So now, when I hear this song, although I still love the beat, wow. Let's call it Lakeside Strength. So we're going to call it the strength of the psychiatrist to help the targeted individuals to stay in the condition that they are in. Like if there are gay people and you know, like my sister Deborah is gay. She can't come around me. Anyone else is gay. If you are a client, we're doing business, that's fine. But I don't want to be friends with you. No, I don't. I just don't. And I think I should have that way above myself if I'd like to have it. I'm not going to go and say anything bad about you because I know that somehow they have messed with the card gen or whatever the fuck it is to make you gay. Now, here is a herman. A different type of herman from the herman that came to fuck with me. His name was Harman. But now we have psychiatrists and we have a herman. He was a melanated man to run for president or something. Another word, which is another language, from 1885 to 1922. The town so named on the Swiss side of Lake, there's your constant. It's like Constantine, is from an early form of German ROHR. Also the word reads plus this word Shack-Acken, which means lakeside. Also, you know the river, it has to flow, you know? Like the river Banks, it has to flow, and it has a lot of things to do with money also. Now, we put in reeds. They give me rIDe. Just need one to see where it derived from. It means tall, broad leaf grass growing in wet places. Wow. United States, see the rush, United States. However, I got here dealing with the word funk, meaning musical pipe made from a reed stem. It's from late 14th century. A part of mouthpiece of a musical instrument is attested from 1520, meaning a reed instrument is from 1838. Okay. A cane and a spear also. Okay. So, now, I know I don't want to be dealing with and giving them my strength. Dealing with the psychiatrist. Mind control, neurolinguistic programming. It is a spell right here. Bring your ma and pa and your brother James Brown. And what did James Brown say? Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. That's how we got it. Bring Auntie and Tito in Toto too. Auntie and Toto too. That means the Wizard of Oz. Remember, you didn't have to walk and drive when you're on the internet. It is like follow the yellow brick road. And all the party people to do their do. We'll dance and party to the early light and say, hey, we're feeling alright. That's what they want us to feel. There's your cloud. Everything today is a cloud. And now, who is this? These were also mind control things that were going around in my day. See, everyone is music is a world of fantasy. Let's live it together. So let's live this musical fantasy and let's live this shit together and take a load off your mind, you know? So come along beyond your seats. Come along beyond the seats. Your seat, the seat. EAT. Dance in the sunshine, take a load off your mind. Yeah. So now let's go and take a ride on Satan's spaceship. Now, yesterday, I stopped at Giant in a Okay, I went from Giants, and also, as I said, Giants are like people who have money, people who can control things, like the Queen of England. The Queen of England, she is a giant. Now here, it talks about it is a Hebrew word for fallen ones, as spoken that. Now, some believe that, and there's belief, and spirits would have no DNA, physical code for reproduction. Some believe that the sons of God were fallen angel demons who mated with human women, but demons are spirits. Yes, and the pink people, and that's what Iki said, that they have no soul, that they are just a spirit. They have a spirit, they have no soul. That's why they have the color also. How can a spirit reproduce with a human? Spirits would have no DNA, physical code for reproduction. Because he was reading this part, he is reading it as in a literal sense. The sons of God were aliens, extraterrestrials, who came from another planet and mated with human women. This is possible, but then who are the Nephilims? And they were a form of an alien, I'm sure, but they were actually Martians. No, I don't remember why I stopped, but I did not want to keep reading on. I wanted it all to be, I just wanted to read it here just to see what I would find. So we talked about them cast the earth. Now let's say that at the same time of the creation of mankind on earth, there was a wicked and evil civilization, which you cannot use that in there as your word must. A war broke out, and then coming and all that, yeah, I told you all about that. So, a large spaceship of technology far more advanced than what we know on Earth as of 2005 AD heads toward Earth as the Martian apocalypse occurs. Now, they're saying that they came here, it was the Martian apocalypse, and their technology is better than the technology that we knew about in 2005. And in 2005, I knew nothing at all about being a target or the antennas being able to put us under mind control and taking blueprints of our mind and putting it on a chip and putting a computer and putting chips in us. I didn't have no idea of that, and I'm sure a lot of others did not either. Now, this spaceship could have been as large as 6 football fields, and this is what they say about Nibiru. See, it's over on the side, how big Nibiru is. It could have contained a smaller fleet of single-pilot reconnaissance crafts as well, and it did. There were smaller ships inside one ship. It is though the ship can get babies. And most ships, when they give baby, it's like they're having babies, really. And most of the ships, when they are having babies, they will always have more than one. There are only a few who will only have one ship. And if that ship only has one ship, it will be a big ship. The crew in it does that in the movies, I don't know about, I just know in the movies. The crew of the ship could have been the ruling elite, and this is what they call themselves, elites. Because they must be the God and the light, which takes us back to satellite. The ruling elite on Mars, possibly a royal family, along with military personnel and pilots, totaling 666 persons, and it might still be doing that today. The Queen, the Pope, the The president and the 14 families, and then all those who hold patents, and then those that are in the military, they probably do total 666, maybe even more, but it is a lot with them. And these are just the ones at the top. Like at the top of the pyramid, that little pot look like it all pinks the fuck out of you, stab the fuck out of you. You get on the top, maybe that's the 666. And the royal family today, they are over there in Britain. They are Martians. Now, the pilots of the Martian spaceship miscalculate possibly a nuclear blast magnetic field. And that's what they're dealing with too, magnets. You deal with Mercury, you move people around because Mercury, and magnets, they kind of like each other. Now, on Mars affects their instruments and its flight computers. The result is that the Martian spaceship crash lands in the ocean, possibly in the Persian Gulf, and the crew is killed on impact. That is not what happened. There were only two in the Martian crew. They were twins. It was Romulus and Romulus. They landed on what is called Italy today. The wing disc could assemble for the crash of the spaceship into the sea and possibly for the comic planet. And why is the gold in the middle? Because it comes from the planet of gold, people. Satan, which is your satellite, and his demons, those that hold the patents, and also, those that are in rulership, those with the money. You have to have money to be a demon. They witnessed the catalysm on Mars and the splashdown of the Martian spaceship in the sea. Someone had to witness it to write about Romulus and Romans, huh? So the satellite and his demonic hosts board the spaceship and find the crew all dead or dying. That did kind of happen in a movie, though. Aboard this spacecraft could have been the ruling elite of Mars, a group of what? Humanoids, pink people, very much like us, as there is 1/4 less gravity on Mars. They would have been larger than humans to be able to function normally as we do on Earth. Now, see, this is where pink people, they want you to think they so fucking smart. They know everything in the world. And the fuck would they know about less gravity on Mars? Have they been there? Do they remember? They would have been larger than humans. So now they are coming larger than the melanated man to be able to function normally as we do on Earth. They cannot function normally here. Don't you see all the chaos and confusion and wars they bring about? They don't know how to function anywhere. Human males would be 7'5" to 8'5" feet tall and weigh 350 to 450 pounds. The other guy, he was like 6'2". He weighed like 300 to 400 pounds. I beat the shit out of him. And females at least 7 feet and 300 pounds. They could have all been blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Caucasian humans. There's no such thing as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Caucasian human. Somewhere here he called them humanoids. Then here he said that they were larger than humans. Now he begins to tell you that they are humans. And there's in here you have CIA, and you also have USA. See, they're just a lying trick. The humans, just larger and possibly with 6 fingers and 6 toes. And some people are born with 6 fingers and 6 toes because they must have made it with the non-melanated man. The non-melanated man is the one that brought about every fucking disease on the planet Earth. Then it said Goliath the giant also had 6 fingers and 6 toes. Now, that's something else to look at. Goliath. He is a giant at lying too. Now, then the devil gets a most wicked idea. So I'm going to say that this devil is Bush Jr. He gets the most wicked idea. Now the satellite and say 665 of his highest and most wicked demons enter into the dead and dying Martian alien bodies. They are dead, dying Martian. You know what? Maybe this is just someone writing like a play or a story or something, you know? I know they're not writing this to say this is some form of a history. And the alien bodies, the Martian alien bodies, who are the sons of God, Inky, I guess, and animate them. Now, Satellite and his demons can function in human form, and they actually can do that. They actually can get into your body and then function as human form, because they can get into the body of a melanated person, and they will have you sell your own people for money. You know, it just so that you can be a doctor, or, you know, you can have a nice home and a car. Really, they will sell you that for that. They will even sell you just to have pay their rent. Satan could have repaired any damage to the Martian spaceship, and the devil is now airborne high-tech Lucifer. So now we are high-tech Aleister Crowley. There's no damn thing as Lucifer. He stuck that shit in the damn New Testament, and it's a Greek word. It is also possible that the satellite and his fallen angels found a crashed spaceship buried in the ice of the North Pole. In either scenario, the devil would be in possession of both alien bodies and super advanced alien technology. Now, they did find a ship. It was not in the North Pole. There were aliens on their ship, not Martians, but aliens, and they did steal the technology. So no one is here. I've gone 26 minutes, and I'm going to start with part 2 tomorrow. I wanted to do some of Malcolm X too, but the Adjustment Bureau, they came in, you know, and began to adjust all kind of shit around. So whenever. Shit talking like hero. Shit talk out.